Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is a recording of a Shabbat sermon by Rabbi Rebecca Schatz.
I woke up last Friday morning and began scrolling through my phone. Emails, text messages, social media notifications. And as I opened Facebook, the first post I saw was an announcement by my cousin David that his wife Lori had died. The words he used were, "In the early morning hours of October 27th, my beloved and life partner, mother of our two amazing boys, Lori, left her body and transitioned to the other side." I was immediately filled with feelings of shock and sadness and a bit of frustration. I did not know Lori's body had been plagued with cancer, and the last time I saw her was right before the diagnosis. David and Lori are my parents' generation, and their boys are quite a bit younger than me and my siblings. So we were never extremely close, but we are family, and family shows up for each other. Except in this case, I didn't. We didn't, because we didn't know that her body was sick. In this week's Parsha, we begin with what sounds like an impossible task. Leave your land, your birthplace, and your parents' home to a place that God will show you. Vayomer Hashem el Avram, lech lecha, me'artzecha u'mimoladetcha u'mibeit avicha el ha'aretz asher ar'eka. There's nothing easy about this change for Avram from God. Avram is in a new relationship with God and immediately is asked to trust the process and the guidance and up and leave, so that Avram can become something that only God knows that he can be. That is either extremely controlling or intimately beautiful. Controlling in that God can tell Avram what to do without real history or knowledge, and beautiful in that God might know Avram better than he knows himself. God might know that this journey, this distance, this new experience is exactly what is needed for Avram to grow, to be built up, to mature, and to maintain a relationship with God that will grow into blessing. The phrase lech lecha literally means go for yourself. A beautiful translation that I found of this verse translates Adonai as breath and being. So the verse then reads, breath and being said to Avram, go to yourself from your native land, from your birthplace, from your parents' home, to the land that I will show you. The idea that God is our breath and most basic of life's functions, telling us to go for ourselves, shows that it might have been God's suggestion as partner, guide, teacher, or leader. Or it could be that Avram knew that he had to go. So he took a deep breath and he acknowledged, this is hard, but I must do it for myself. Connecting the idea of breath and awareness to the task of leaving everything behind that one loves and feels safe in makes it seem less scary and more of a temporary adventure. Now, you might notice that I referred to Lori's body when speaking about her diagnosis. Lori truly believed that we are not our body. We are our soul, our heart, our spirit, our breath. And our body takes us into moments where we feel. But our experience of life is through our soul and our heart, not our body. David spoke of Lori as never having fought a battle. She lived life with her body dealing with the ups and downs of sickness and health. David spoke of Lori as wanting to be most present in her life, no matter how she felt, to feel the life around her, experience her boys in each moment that was gifted to them, and to live life with all that it threw her way. When I learned of these intentions and true prayers of living for Lori, my frustration for not knowing of her diagnosis dissipated. Yes, we would have been more present for her and her family, but we can do that now and in her memory and blessing. She lived a full life. It ended too soon, for sure, but it was full and present, and it included immense joy and love shared. Avram is asked to leave from 3 places: his land, his birthplace, and his parents' home. 3 places that with each gets more and more personal to Avram, provides more memories, recalls more stories, invites more feelings. If I were filling out this list, I would say I'm leaving the United States, and then I am leaving Los Angeles, and then I'm leaving my parents' address. However, we don't need to take this so literally. The Or HaChaim comments that the Torah lists the departures according to the pain of leave-taking involved. It is less painful to leave one's country than one's parents' home. The connection to these 3 is made later when Avram is asked to sacrifice his son, and it lists the following to qualify Isaac: your son, your only one, the one you love. When we go on our own journeys, we could list those 3 steps as from my everyday experiences, from the special moments I have created, and from the people who keep me close. And yet sometimes leaving all 3 is what we need to be a blessing in the world and create blessing for others. The second verse of the Parsha ends with, "and be blessing, v'heyeh bracha." The Das Kainim comments that this means God is giving over the power to be the only one who blesses. From now on, he says, the power to bless has been transferred to you, and you can bless whoever you see fit to provide a blessing. At Lori's funeral, her sons and husband spoke of seeing signs that she promised them that they would see along their life's path without her physically being present. With about 200 people at her funeral and more watching from around the world, it was clear that Lori blessed all those she knew. She would walk into a room and you felt warmth and light and could not help but smile back at her. Lori loved her sons more than anything, and they were without a doubt her greatest accomplishment and blessing. They know that and they feel that, and they will now bestow that on others they meet in their lives. I know that I need to figure out what my version of Lech Lecha is this year. What am I breathing into, leaving behind to move forward into blessing? What am I distancing myself from to return with perspective, connection, and growth? What am I doing to make space to recognize that each person needs to embark on their own Lech Lecha journey before making major leaps in life? The Lech Lecha journey for Lori was being present, connecting to her soul and her heart and detaching from her body's struggles. The Lech Lecha journey for her family is now how to walk forward with her memory and blessing in their hearts to bestow blessings on others they encounter. And my Lech Lecha? Well, that's something for me to figure out, and to bless each of you to figure out for yourselves. Leave your comfort zone. Leave the certainties of your life. Open yourself up to change. Go to your unimagined self, the self you dream of being, the remaking of yourself. Create yourself for the first time and make your home in a land of possibility. We are always leaving and always arriving. Revelation requires an emptying out, and creation requires destruction. Take yourself on a journey to write your story, and do not be scared to venture out as a blessing. You will come back, and the blessing will follow. May Lori's memory continue to be a blessing for us, and may we each follow her lead to love ourselves and those we hold close in the present moment, because only then are we a blessing to the world.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.